So you got back from the dentist.
Yeah.
Why did you go to the dentist?
Okay, so the dentist is like a little hit or miss for me. Right? I had pretty good dental health for most of my child life.
Uh
And then at some point, it's like, oh, you have no cavities. Let's just forget. Or something happened in my life that I stopped going to the dentist for like a few years. And
uh
this is when I was like 14 or something. So soda happened.
uh.
So yeah, I had a lot of cavities. So I
uh.
went to the doctor one time, and it's been downhill from there. So I'm pretty much just addicted to carbonated drinks. It's just water is just not good enough for it doesn't take off the feeling in my mouth. Like I won't be thirsty, but I have the feeling in my mouth that it's dry. Like I have right now, it's dry. Even though I had just had like half a liter of water, it's still dry.
Uh-huh.
So something with flavor will stop that. So it's soda, energy drinks, a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I went to the doctor. I hadn't been in like 6 months, and the nurses keep calling me, and I'm like, I feel bad. I was like, man, they keep calling me. It's like, hey, I'm just calling for your appointment, and due to work, since I start work at 9:30 and the doctor opens at 9, I can't be there, and they close at 5, so I can't physically be there any work day. So I can only be there on my days off, which are now Friday and Saturday. So okay, Friday is open now, so I can go on Friday. So I go. And the doctor tells me, like, man, I haven't seen you in like 6 months, dude. And like all the work I'm doing is just getting fucking wasted because you're not coming back and finishing all the cleaning. I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so I'll try to show up, more and be more responsible. He's like, all right. So what do we have here? So he opens them out. He's like, he looks at all the ones all the cavities I already have. And he's like, okay. He goes over them because they might be worse now. So he goes over them with the nurse. It's okay, what do you have on tooth this? Oh, I got this and this. Oh, add this. Fuck. I'm thinking, fuck. Or what's this and this? This and this. Wait, he's like, what? No. This is... Then he says something like 2 times worse. I'm like, oh my god. And then and then I never told anything to the doctor. I just sit down. He cures whatever he thinks is the best, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But I've had this decoloration in my right tooth for a long time on the front. So it was black, like on the top, and it cannot be removed with just the toothbrush. It's like I'm cleaning it, and it's still fucking black, so it has to be like a cavity or something.
Yeah.
So I've always had it, or for not always, obviously, but for a while. So I never said anything because I'm like, dude, this might not be a big deal if the doctor's just ignoring it.
Yeah.
Like if I smile, you can fucking see it. So obviously, if the doctor's fixing something else, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So I tell him, it's like, hey, can we take a look at this one? He's like, oh, you want to do that? Okay, yeah, we'll do that one. What? I could have said that in the day one, and you could have fixed it. It's the one in the fucking front. Like, man, it's the one that everybody can see. So I tell him, he's like, oh, you want to do? Okay, yeah, we can do that.
He's been
So
going
holy shit.
back to front. He's like, well, we'll just start here in the rear.
Yeah, we'll start with your wisdom tooth, I guess. I'm like, dude.
On the back of the furthest back molar.
Yeah.
I don't want to, we'll get to the ones that are visible at some point. But.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm like, oh my god, okay, I could have just told this guy like from the beginning what I want, like fix the ones in the front first so he can, keep a decent smile, I guess.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, okay, we'll do that one. So he puts like I have really sensitive teeth, so he has to numb the area down and then injects the anesthesia or whatever, the local anesthesia.
Yeah.
And so he does that, and then like not even a minute goes by, he comes back, he like touches it, and he's like, "Is it numb?" I'm like, "Yes." And then the freaking needle goes in. I'm like, oh shit! So kind of caught me off guard, and then he just leaves. He's like, "Oh, okay." And I know the process. So he puts that in. 5 minutes later, he comes by, slaps you a little bit. He's like, "Okay, is it numb enough?" And then you say yes or no.
Yeah.
So he leaves, and I'm like, "Oh my god." So then he comes back a minute later. I'm like, "It's not numb yet." He's like, "No, we're gonna do the other side already." I'm like, "Oh shit!" So he numbs both of them at the same time.
Huh.
So they're like the whole upper mouth is like, I don't feel anything. He comes back 5 minutes later. He's like, all right, we're ready to go. So he's like working some. He's just like, it's in the front. The cavity was like, you can see the damage from. You could see the damage before from the front. But I don't feel like he's working in the front because I don't know. I just don't feel anything in my mouth, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see him working like on the top side of my mouth. It feels like he's doing something on the back of it. So I'm like, oh my, okay. And then they use the light thing to like seal it or something. I'm like confused by, amazed by what this guy is doing. I had this happen before, but you never actually see the fix because it's like your teeth and you don't look at your teeth.
Yeah.
Unless it's the front. So it's over. And the guy's like, okay, yeah, we're done. And I'm like, wait a second. Did you do this one? Like I'm like touching the front one. I'm like, did you do this one? It didn't feel like you did this one. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, that's the one that I talked to the nurse. Oh yeah, that's the one that the doctor did. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, do you want to see it? I'm like, yeah, okay. She brings the mirror back. It looks fucking perfect. I'm like, what? How did this happen? Like I don't understand. I feel like he was doing like the canines or whatever. Not this one. Yeah. So no, we've been working on that like for like an hour. I'm like, what?
Nurse is probably like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, it's like,
what do you think?
You've been here like several times.
You've been here in this chair the whole time, like.
It just felt so weird. I was like, but you guys were doing it on the back the whole time. How is that? Yeah. It didn't feel like it was in the front. It was so crazy. And then I just keep looking at it. I'm like, man, it looks so good now. I can't believe it takes so long for me to ask the guy to fix that one. It's like, damn. But yeah, it was some pretty voodoo shit, man. Dentists are pretty crazy. I don't know how the dentist... And like, in order to cure a cavity, they have to like drill down the actual teeth and then they patch it up with some fucking mix of something. It's some pretty intense next level stuff, dude. Like,
yeah.
And don't get me started on like root canal and stuff like that, because that's even. In Peru, I had a root canal. Right before, like, I was coming to the U.S. and you have to have like all the health exams to make sure that you're healthy enough to enter the U.S. And, like, so I don't have any issues or anything. Like I have all my vaccines, all that. So we go to the dentist, right? I have some pain in my tooth. The guy's like, well, you need a root canal. I was like, okay. So I was a kid this time, so I had no financial decision over that.
Yeah.
So my sister says, do it in Peru. Okay. So the guy's like drilling, and then he says, he taps me on the leg. So I look down. He shows me like this string that is my nerve. He's like, oh, here it is. I'm like, okay. It's like he like removed it, right? And he's like, oh, you want to see it? I'm like, well, I guess I have no choice now. He's like waving in front of me. He's like, this is your nerve. I just got this out of you. I'm like, okay, buddy. And then I found out like how much it costs over here, and I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's like an expensive one.
Yeah, the doctor just fixed like the left side on my tooth, or the dentist, and he says, if it hurts tomorrow, come back, because it'll be a root canal. I'm like, well, fuck, it doesn't hurt. Like, even if it hurt, I would pretend it didn't. I'm not gonna go back and like have that expensive shit done. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just went to the dentist for a cavity, and I have insurance, and I still have to pay like $125.
Yeah.
Co-insurance or something.
Yeah, co-insurance, co-pays. Yeah,
like,
we have to deal with it. Yeah, my insurance for some reason is like super good, dental, even though I pay like, I don't know, $15 a month or something. I don't really know how it works, but us for working at like a healthcare company, we get shit insurance. It's really expensive. It's like for medical, my deductible was like $4,000. So if I like have an emergency, I have to pay $4,000 out of my own pocket first before they will be like, oh, you have insurance. Like ridiculous, man. So, yeah, it's not very good, but the dental is good so far. I had to spend like $500 on fixing like a lot of teeth like the first time I went, and they were like, oh, you have a bunch of stuff. So they were like, oh my god, you hit the jackpot with this guy. Here, sit down. Well, clear my schedule.
The guy calls his wife up. We're going on that vacation.
The doctor is like, okay, close the door, move, flip out the sign that says open, put it closed, and we're gonna work on this guy all night.
Yeah.
So yeah, something like that happened when I first showed up and they did the X-rays, you know.
Yeah.
And like it was like a referral thing. So my sister was there when she recommended me, or she took me there.
Uh-huh.
And the guys were like, at the end, they were like shaking her hands, like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." I was like, "Whoa, this is next level."
Oh god.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were happy to see you.
They were happy to see me every time I go up. But they're nice enough, man. They're like,
You come in, they're like, "Hey, still drinking that soda, right?" Like,
yeah.
thank you.
And they have a 2-liter Mountain Dew
Yeah.
in the front office.
Before we start, can I get you a Coke? Like,
But I think these guys care. Like, it's like the guy told me, like, I don't care if you keep coming because I get paid.
yeah.
But you're really wasting all the effort that I'm putting in because you're fucking killing all the teeth, you know, back
Yeah.
going. It's just not working, or you're not taking care of them. I'm like, yeah, you know, you're right. Fortunately, I should take better care of those, but it's hard, man. Life is hard.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll be able to have like completely, like I guess false teeth, but I wasn't thinking like false teeth as in the senior citizen sense. I was thinking like some sort of android shit, like augment your teeth. You know, like, oh, mine are titanium now. You know, I can bite through a garden hose or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think what they were saying is that people can eventually, with science, find like a way to preserve your teeth forever, like so you can your teeth will no longer rot like on their own by your regular eating. Like even if you didn't brush your teeth, it will be like it's fine. They're coated with something that will stop them from decaying, right? But it's like if they suddenly release that, there would be no need for dentists everywhere. Be like, yep, dentists are over. Nobody cares. Nobody needs them.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that sounds like a bad thing at first.
Yeah.
But for humanity, it's a good thing. It means that all those dentists now can be something else. And like, we don't need to spend time and money on fixing that when we can just avoid it.
I always
But
feel the same way about the tax system. Like, our tax system is so complicated that we have a whole industry of people whose job it is to fill out your taxes.
Yeah.
Like, if we just had a simple system, all those people could be doing something else. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it would be hard at first because that's their job. But, like, you know, mankind could deal with, we could be getting something else, anything else. They could be working as firemen or something, you know,
Yeah.
instead of
else.
just filling out paperwork.
Yeah, that can be filled by any other person, like by
Yeah.
each individual that has to fill them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's the dentist for you, man. That's my dentist story.
That's pretty good. Let me
So now I have my fucking front tooth pretty nice.
Uh-huh.
It looks nice, man.
That's
I'm actually
cool.
surprised it looks that good. So
I
it
don't
looked like shit
understand
before.
how they like recreate it, because they do all this drilling and stuff, right?
yeah.
And then they just mix up some paste and they like go in there and then they squish it around and they're like, yep, that's a tooth. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's almost like sculpting, right?
What I don't get it is when they drill the hole in the tooth to clean it, right?
Yeah.
Like they drill the cavity down, or I don't know exactly how it works, but you have the hole that's artificially made or naturally made, I guess.
Yeah.
So they make a square with the drill,
Uh-huh.
and then they fill that square in with something. But in between the filling, they grab the little hook shit and they're like poking at it like creaky creaky. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is that? What is that for? Like, I want to know what you're doing right now, because like you made the hole. It's supposed to be clean now because you have the gun, the water gun,
Yeah.
so you can spray that shit in and use like whatever cleaning thing you have in your arsenal of weapons.
Yeah.
But why do they have to hook that hook? Why is that hook a thing? What did they do with that?
I think they're checking that they've drilled out enough.
Okay,
Like,
that would make sense.
they're
But
poking around to see that everything is hard that's left. You know what I mean?
okay, because you know how sometimes they like just use the hook on all your teeth, like in between, to make sure that
Yeah.
they're like crunch. You hear the crunch, and I'm like, wait, hold on, what's going on here?
I always wonder about like these tools aren't doing more harm than good, right? Like
Yeah,
you're really
I mean,
getting in here with some metal things. I don't do this to
Yeah.
normally.
they should know what they're doing, but man, sometimes you'd be surprised. Like, you see that dentist practice that was like removing teeth like without the patient's like agreement or whatever. Like they went in for like a cavity fix and they would like remove 2 teeth.
Yeah, I think I
And
saw
he-
some article about
They're
that.
like bill the insurance about it. Like they'll remove like 8 tooth of like one person and then bill the insurance for it. And be like, what?
Yeah, they would like pull like half the teeth.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
That's insane.